Some brands offer you low finance, or cashback, or servicing.
Renault don't do ors. We do ands. The Renault Kadjar with 1.91% APR and €1,000 cashback and 3 years servicing, saving you thousands. Renault, the brand with the ands. Visit your local Renault dealer. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.
Uplift your lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
And I'm here with my good friends Shirley Murdoch and Fred Hammond. That's right, quick show. And we want to sing this song just to encourage your husband time. Fred, Dr. Scott, let's go. Here we go. And the song goes. God of the good times, keep her up bad times.
amen, amen, amen. Welcome, 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 and thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Talk Show on Elations Radio. Man, I am so happy this evening that we are back in action. We had to start a little late, but that's okay. We are here, live and in effect. Hallelujah. I am your host, Chanel Lynn, and special thanks goes to the lovely Miss Kimmy Kim and Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21.org for our topic on tonight. We have a very juicy topic. It's the talk of the town, so to speak. It's a talk about Cardi B and Offset's marriage. Oh my goodness. Those of you who do not know, they are going through a divorce and have made their troubles. They've made their troubles public. Oh my goodness. And so Cardi B posts on her social media that they're going through a divorce. Offset is cheating, and he's done it multiple times, and she can't take it anymore. And those of you who don't know, they have a little baby girl who is very, very new to the world. And so Offset has also made a public statement. He's publicly begging for her forgiveness and for her to take him back. He's even interrupted her live concert on stage and everything. He made it huge. Interrupted her concert, begging her to take him back. And so the fans are at an uproar, saying that, she needs to take him back. A lot of the men are saying that, and a lot of the women are saying that, she should move on. And there has been conversations and discussions about that that's just been circulating throughout the town and on social media. And how many of us have gone through this exact thing? I'm kind of glad, some people were saying that Cardi B shouldn't, they shouldn't put their relationship status and things that's going on in their marriage public. But there's so many of us who have gone through it and are going through these same exact things and don't know exactly what to do. And so, joining us on tonight, we have returning special guest, Cassandra Wright. As I am so excited to have her on once again. It's always a pleasure. Cassandra, are you on with us?
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be back. Hello, beautiful.
Yes. Hi, gorgeous. Honey, it is always a pleasure, honey. It is always exciting to have you on. You always have, some very interesting and very good things to say, especially about things like this. I think this is like our thing, talking about men and women in relationships.
Yes.
And so,
oh, my God.
Cassandra, what say you to these things, girl? Now, listen.
You said what?
Listen. I said, what say you to these things? Listen, real quick.
Right.
The Game, the Game, the rapper, right? He's made, he's a very influential man, he's made his public, he chimed in and made his public statement about, what's going on and saying, women want to, always want to split and not take the man back for every little bitty thing that they do, and saying that, she should take him back. This is what they used to do back in the day. They used to take their man back because the values of marriage is about, it's about togetherness, it's about family and everything, and so, my goodness, a lot of people had some things to say about that. What do you have to say about this, Cassandra?
Well, first of all, the marriages back in the day were kind of different to what I saw, and that's why a lot of them are still married now. Those men kind of knew better back in the day, and they did make their mistakes as far as like cheating and stuff or whatever, but they stopped, and like I said, everyone has a choice. They be like, cheating is a mistake. Cheating is not a mistake. It's a choice that you made. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and the other thing I was telling you earlier about the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule really matters. You know what I'm saying? So I tell everybody, like I preach to the girls at my job, I tell them all the time, like, the 80-20 rule matters because you can get a man that's 80%. Now we're talking about Cardi B. She's upset with everybody because how they're dogging him, talking about him. So therefore, he has 80%. So 80% of him has to be good for her to be defending him when people are talking about him because he's cheated on her. So his 20%, he's a cheater, and he doesn't know how to control himself from doing that. But the 80%, he must be a good father, as she always say. He must be a provider. He must be a good to her. You know what I'm saying? Make her feel good. He's a protector and all of that. So we can get a man that's going to give us 20%. We're not going to get this perfect 100% of a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get something that you cannot, you can either deal with it, you can get past it, or you could be like, you know what? I love this person enough to help them through this. Now, we have women out here that probably can deal with a man that's going to cheat on them because she loves him so much. She know he's a provider. She know he's taking care of home. He's taking care of those kids. He's coming home at a certain time. But his 20%, he's cheating because this is what he likes to do. This is what he promised to do. But there's an issue because there's a reason why he's doing it. And you have to get to the root of the problem to try to fix it, to see why are you doing this? Like Tyler Perry make those movies, those are reality. Temptation, that woman she had a good husband, taking care of her everything. He was making love to her how she wanted to, but she wanted more. And you know why? She finally told him, I was raped when I was young by 3 men. Yeah. I was raped, so this is why. So therefore, there are men out here that have issues too, and we just not acting. We just saying, oh, he a cheater. But there's a reason why he's doing it. Or is he just doing it because he's trying to stroke his ego? You know what I'm saying? And then you have the women, as myself, I don't want a man that's going to cheat on me because I cannot live with the fact that I'm knowing that my man or my husband is out here cheating with another woman. Once you put that ring on my finger and say, you want to marry me, then all of that cheating, all of that committing adultery, all of that thinking about another woman or another man, that stuff should be out the door because that should be your point to say, I am ready to be right for you. God has cleaned me. God has fixed me to be right for you. Now, if you just continue to marry somebody and to go into cheating, that's selfishness. That's something that you're trying to hold this person so nobody else won't have them, and you want to still do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I said. There's an 80-20 rule. So either you can accept it and in seeing that, be like, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Because first, she probably was accepting it when she was this stripper and she didn't have nobody to really turn to. Everybody was looking at her a different way. Now she knows her value. Now she knows her worth as a woman. Right. Now she like, I'm worth more than that. I deserve more than that. I can have more than that. I can have a man that's going to love and respect me and not cheat on me. So now she's like, you know, I don't think so. You know, we got some work and we got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? So she's not really trying to jump to take him back because she's the one walked away from it. And now he has to beg for her forgiveness. But is he going to change when he get her back? Because he has done this several times. So once a cheat, you're going to keep on cheating on me over and over and over. And now he see now like, oh, she doing good without me. He see the happiness. He don't see her falling off, or she's sitting somewhere depressed because she feeling like, oh, I can't move because I'm so depressed. I miss my husband. No, this girl's still making music, and she's still making money, and she like, you know, I still love him or whatever, but I'm good. Right. And some men don't like that because they want you to mope and be sad and depressed and don't do nothing else but sit around.
Yeah, they want you to depend on them and think that there's nobody for you but them, even though they are just toxic behavior. You said some really important things. I think the first thing you said about the 80-20 rule. That means that you know, you're not going to have 100% perfect man or 100% perfect woman. Everybody's going to have that 20% that is a fault or an error of character, and you have to decide if whether or not that's something that you can tolerate. Then you said that some women can take cheating as a 20%, you know, for their men. I want to talk about that for a split second, Cassandra, because a lot of women, and I know, you know, you and I, we, you know, I agree with you on the, you know, hey, you know, I'm not dealing with the cheating, you know,
Right.
And back in the day, some of them did, and then some, I mean, even now, I think more and more women are tolerating, the cheating. And as a matter of fact, there are a lot of women. Yeah, there are a lot of women that prefer a man who's not available. They prefer to be, as we all say, the side chick. The slang that we use. No, we have a lot of women who don't bother being. They don't care about being the other woman or the mistress on the side. Or a lot of women, a lot of people are even joining into polygamous relationships.
Right.
And they, and even who is it? The comedian. Oh my gosh, what's her name? The comedian who she's made it public that her husband allows her to join in another man, in their bedroom. Monique, that's her name, the comedian.
Monique, yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah, she has a radio show and it's talked about this thing, And my thing is for the women who accept, the cheating, the 20% cheating. How many women are saying that they that they can deal with, they can tolerate it, but at the same time they're allowing for that negative situation, that negative 20%, to change who they are, because cheating is a toxic behavior. I don't care how many times a woman or a man, says that they can accept someone sleeping with someone else. There's always that fact that this person wants something other than me. There's always that fact that saying, somewhere within self, you would say, well, I'm not enough. I'm not enough for this person that I love, and I've made this commitment, to him or to her. I've made this commitment and I don't want anybody else, but this person wants other people. So what is the problem? So it kind of tears down self-esteem. It kind of tears down strength and character. And it kind of makes, as I've experienced other women who have dealt with, or dealing with men who cheat, they become this negative person around people, innocent people. You know what I'm saying? It's like you allow yourself to be abused. And so you, in turn, because you are affected by this abuse, this is what I call abusive behavior, because you're allowing yourself to be hurt over and over and over again. I don't care what people say. People are hurt and devastated once they find out that their spouse is cheating, or once they find out that their spouse wants more than just you in the bedroom, and it makes them a negative person towards other people that love them, people that support them, people that they've surrounded themselves with who are really for them. It makes them a negative person. They kind of attack the people who are around them because they're accepting this negative behavior from their spouse. You know what I'm saying? And so, Cassandra, are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so the next thing I wanted to say too about the men back in the day, because you also said how the men were back in the day. They did what it took back then, even though a lot of them they saw family, or they viewed family as a very different. They really value family. There's just the family structure back then was way different than it is now. Back then, they stayed together, of course, but they valued family. They knew the importance of, having a home that is whole, especially for your children. And so men who cheated back then, they did what it took. Like, I'm reminded of Martin Luther King.
Right.
When I was devastated when I found out that Martin Luther King cheated on, on his wife and everything. But Martin Luther King, even he did what it took, to keep his family together. He changed and made sure, he was who he was supposed to be as a man and as a husband and as a father for his household. And so I think that men really need to, I think it's time for men to really step it up. I think that they need to stop, trying to make excuses, as to why, they're being very promiscuous. So, Cassandra, my next question is why do you think that men are saying, that, they say that women, we use children as pawns. They say that we use children as pawns, especially for, if we don't, especially for, if we don't, if the man doesn't want to stay with us, we'll use the child as a pawn. You can't see your child, and, they say this thing, but they fail to realize that they're doing the same thing.
Right.
Using the kids as, as Offset said, I want my daughter back. I want her to be able to stay, stay with her mom and dad together in the home. What do you have to say about that? Because, it's like, hey, you doing this, but
right. Yeah, a lot of the women just do use those kids as a crutch because they don't want to let that man go, and they don't want to see that man with another woman as, quote, they want their family. We all, as women, when we have a child, we don't want to raise our kid with another man because there comes trust issues. There comes, oh, what kind of man is he? Is he going to love me and my child? If he's going to love me or my child, if he's a child molester, there's so much that you think in your mind about another man being around your child. You know what I'm saying? So they'll do whatever they can to try to save that relationship with that man, even though that man don't even really want to be with them. But 9 times out of 10, he probably just really want to just take care of his kid, but the girl is using the kid against him like, okay, if you leave, you ain't going to see your son. So therefore now you giving this man the right now to say, okay, well, I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to still go out here and cheat. And some women are okay with that because you hear a lot of them say, well, he over there cheating with her, but he'll be back. That's my baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? They are comfortable with that because they don't want to let this man go. And he can be a dog. He probably a cheater, a beater, an alcoholic, drug dealer, but they want the family thing. And like I tell a lot of women, and I had to learn on my own as well, that just because God gave you kids with this man, that does not mean that this man is your husband. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch what you pray for. Because then I had to think about it. I'm like, you know what? I asked God for a husband, and I asked God for some kids. But I didn't ask God for this man to be my husband and for me to have kids with this same man. So that's where the separation came in at. You let your mouth slip and say, I want kids and I want a husband. And I want a husband. Not I want my kids to be by my husband. You know what I'm saying? So therefore we try to keep our family, you know what I'm saying, because we want our kids to be raised in the same household. And I felt that way. I'm like, you know what? You ain't going nowhere. We ain't breaking up until our kids get old enough to understand. And that's the worst thing to do because when those kids are young and y'all not getting along and the love ain't there no more, let it go. Because you know what? It's going to be even worse on them as they get older because, see, now they're older and they understand. When they're young, they don't understand. They following mommy. But when they get older, it's like they can start acting out. They can start doing all kind of stuff because of the broken home and what's going on at home. But when they're young,
because they
you
know.
can kind of fix it.
Yeah, because kids know. They might not know exactly what's going on, but they know that they know that something is wrong. And kids eavesdrop, especially nowadays. Back in the day, parents didn't allow for their kids to, eavesdrop on their conversations over the phone. But sometimes, honey, these kids can get so sneaky nowadays. They can eavesdrop and hear conversations on the phone, and then they're like, oh my God. And then they see you staying and tolerating this thing, and it teaches girls to tolerate it, and it teaches boys that it's okay.
You got to set an example for your daughters, and now they ain't even hearing them arguing on the phone. They hearing them arguing in person. They ain't hiding nothing from these kids no more. They just doing it all out in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So these kids are watching, so now they afraid to say whose side they going to take. Should I be on mommy's side or should I be on daddy's side? Now you confuse them.
There's the division.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of them just settle for because they want that family thing. This is what they want. So it's kind of hard to kind of break away from that until they understand their worth. Like, you worth more than that. This man, he don't deserve you. There's a man out here for you. God has a good man out here for you that's gonna love you and your kids. You just gotta go be patient and be by yourself and love yourself so that man can come and love you and those kids. Absolutely. And don't bring that baggage into the next relationship with this new man, because he's coming here to love you and to protect you and your child. So a lot of them just got to understand that, and that's how I had to figure it out. I'm like, you know what? God got somebody else for me, but you know what? I got this man right here blocking my blessing. He's blocking my real husband from seeing me, and that was the problem. You blocking my real husband from seeing me all this time that I've been letting you block my blessing, and now I have to move you out the way because God has somebody prepared for me and for me only. He will not be for another woman. He will not be even thinking about no other woman. Only thing he's going to be on his mind is me. And that's why I was telling this girl, she was like at school, like she was telling me, I'm going to tell you this real quick. She was like, my auntie, no, one lady, she was like, my daughter just got married. No, she said, my daughter finna marry a woman. So I'm like, So she was like, she was like, but when they was finna get married, she said the pastor did all the marriage counseling and everything. But when it was time for that marriage, that pastor and those members did not show up. And I said, you know why? I said, because he knew that he was not supposed to be doing that. And I said, those members knew that he wasn't supposed to be doing that. So the girl sitting next to me, she was like, where in the Bible does it say that a woman cannot marry a woman? I said, how old are you? She said, I'm 42. I said, where you be? You ain't read the Bible. You ain't been no Bible class. You ain't know nothing. I said, girl, that is a sin, honey. I said, people just doing something because this is what they want to do. I said, God did not ordain us to be with another, the same sex. I said, God made man for woman. He did not make man for man and woman for woman. So I had to pull out the scripture. Then it's a lady that sits next to us. She took off her headphones. She told me, girl, you almost made me start shouting. I said, because, just because I don't say nothing, I know that word, honey. I may not know all of it, but that ain't in the word. And God, that's in the Bible, that you're not supposed to be marrying no woman or no man supposed to be marrying no man. And so when the old lady chimed in, she was like, wow, I didn't know that. I'm going to start reading my Bible starting January. And now, baby, you need to pull that Bible out today. Because you never know what may happen in January. So that's what I said. It comes to, like, people just want to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like the sin. If you touch or if you look, you're supposed to poke out that eye. You're supposed to cut off that hand. All this stuff is in the Bible that you're not supposed to be doing. We all sin, but you don't continue to sin. When you go ask God for forgiveness for one thing, you don't turn around and do it again because you already asked for forgiveness. You already repented and said, Lord, forgive me. I'm sorry. I cheated on my wife. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I was thinking. I was in the heat of the moment. God done forgave you. Now you go repair this, but then you turn around and do it again. So you just going to keep doing it. You just going to keep doing it back to back. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's up to the woman to walk away from it and to understand that she deserves better, because why do you want to share anybody, man? And that's going on a lot out here. Like these women, they don't care about sharing a man, somebody else's man. They don't care anymore.
Wow, they don't. They really don't. And you said something, too, about I'm glad you brought the word in it. I'm so glad you brought the word in it, because a lot of people, you know, and, hey, you know, we're going to be – this is what we do. We're very transparent. So, you know, about homosexuality, I'm glad that you brought that up, because a lot of people, a lot of people don't value godly morals or godly standards. They don't value the word, but at the same time, you want to live this homosexual lifestyle, and you want to bring God in it. You want to get married. You want to bring your homosexual lifestyle before God. You want to try to make this spiritually and legally right when the Bible is clear. You know, like you said, a lot of people don't read the word. The Bible clearly says that, you know, that it's a sin. In Romans the first chapter, 26 through 27, it talks about, I mean, shoot, my goodness, it's what, chapter 1? Listen. Romans 1:26 says, because of this, God gave them over to shameful lust. Even their women exchanged natural relations for unnatural ones. Basically, men with men and women with women. And then further in the scriptures, it talks about how they have a penalty that they have to pay. There is, there is judgment according to the word of God for people who live this lifestyle, and not only that, there is also judgment for the ones that accept it. And my goodness, and so it's important that you really have to. We're living in a time when this day and age is growing more and more dangerous, and people don't understand what is really going on. And so this is the time to really start seeking God and His truth. It's really time, for us to really, really start trying to find out what thus says the Lord for your life. Because people are leaving this earth left and right, and it's growing more and more scary for the rest of us who remain here, and those of us who don't know God, don't know His standards, don't know His morals, don't know what sin is, but claim that we know and love God. And my goodness, I mean, it's just, it's crazy out here, and so we're even in a time when we as a culture, we are learning to love one another more. Thank God for that. We're learning to love our culture more and more, and so, but some of us are using that as an excuse. A lot of men are using this togetherness and family togetherness as an excuse for, to tolerate. They're using it as an excuse to tolerate toxic behavior. What you got to say about that, Cassandra? When men are using toxic behavior.
Yeah, they are.
We're coming together.
Yeah, they are. They really are, and it's sad. That's why I said because these women want them. I mean, and they go back to the woman. They be wanting them so bad that they using that against them. You know what I'm saying? They doing toxic things. They doing whatever they want to do because they feel like, okay, she gonna forgive me. She gonna take me back. So I could go out here and I could do this and I could do that. And the only thing I'm gonna do is to say, baby, I'm trying. It's hard. I'm sorry. Nigga, you had a whole lot of time to think about what you was going to do before you did it. That's why I say everything is a choice. You had a choice to get on the phone and call this woman. You had a choice to go in the house and take a shower, to lie to your wife or your girlfriend and say where you finna go, but you wasn't going there. You had enough time to drive to this person's house. You had enough time to go inside the house. You had enough time to think, to say, should I make this decision, or should I turn around and go back home and love my wife? You know what I'm saying? And like my boss,
absolutely.
Like he's a perfect example. He told us that if he gets married, he said if his woman wants to cheat, he said that he will want her to come and let him know that she finna go cheat. And he'll tell her, like, hey, baby, I'm finna take you on and get you some condoms. He's like, and I'm finna so you can protect yourself and me because I ain't trying to catch nothing. But if this is what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to let you go do it. He said, but 9 times out of 10, he said that woman is going to turn around and look at him and say, she ain't going to want to do it because she's going to feel in her heart like, man, she's straight allowing me to go and do this. That's where the guilt gonna set in at because she gonna be like, dang, he straight no, and he's allowing me to go and do this. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. You know, you may have somebody that may be like that they may want them to stop because they like, man, she's straight allowing me to do this. You know what I'm saying? And like he was on Facebook and he was like, I've been cheating on my girl. I've been dogging her out. I've been abusing her. He was like, but I came in the house one day and he took a picture of her. She had her hair all over her head. She had her breasts out. She was asleep. She was breastfeeding one baby, then the other baby was laying on her lap, and they was all asleep. And he said, this is when I learned to appreciate my woman. When I saw this, he's like, I've been complaining about her not doing her hair. I've been complaining about her not cooking. And he was like, this is why she can barely get anything done because she's in here nurturing to my children. Now I can't do nothing but respect her. And he was like, and then seeing my son being born, my last son, he was like, that just showed me the strength of a woman. And we carry a lot and we can handle a lot and we go through a lot of stuff with these men. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in the Bible, God shows us so many things that we go through and so many things that we can do and why we go through these things. Because we are built, You know what I'm saying? We are the nurturers. We are strong women. We can take and we can go through so much until we just run out of patience and say, you know what? I can't take it no more. And that's when the men want to run back. As soon as you get tired and fed up and say, I can't do it, that's when they want to act right. But it should never come down to that, because you should see in the beginning, like, okay, I messed up. I'm not going to do it no more, because I know if I lose her, I'm not going to find nobody else like her, because God done gave me a blessing right here, and I'm messing over for something out in the streets that don't even care nothing about me or my wife. You don't even respect my wife. Because I heard the girl that was apologizing to Cardi B, she was like, I didn't mean to ruin a relationship. I love Cardi B. I wasn't trying to break up their marriages. You knew what you was doing when you slept with this woman's husband. You knew what you was doing when you was trying to set up a threesome with another woman with this woman's husband. Now you out and they talking about you, they dogging you. Now you're not going to be as popular as you were at first because of what you did. Now you want to set a public apology, which is understandable. Thank you for the apology. But don't say what you wasn't trying to do, because you would have never been sleeping with this woman's husband, and you knowingly that he had a wife, and you did it several times.
Because just like he had time to think about it, so did she. She had time to think about what she was doing was wrong. You know, and this is how serious this situation is, Cassandra. I am reminded of some years back, a pastor got up at this church that I was attending at the time. She got up and she was preaching about marriage. Now, mind you, she was married. I don't know if she still is. I have no idea. I haven't conversated with her. I don't even follow her on social media. But, you know, she's a very influential person. You know, back then she was. And she had been married for a long time, okay? She was talking about love, God's love, how his love is unconditional, and, you know, how nurturing and nourishing God's love is according to the word, okay? Now, I have to come this angle with it because a lot of people, both men and women, will use God as a pawn for the acceptance, you know, or, you know, using love as, you know, a pawn or a thing to use to accept sin or to accept toxic behavior. Okay, so this pastor, she goes on talking about her husband and was saying, you know, the values of marriage is you know, ordained by God, and God, you know, back in the day before Paul and Moses came along, you know, God never tolerated divorce, period, for any reason at all, period, which is true. He did not. Once you're married, you always married. It's it. That's it. You know, but now, you know, biblical-wise, we have a choice, basically, you know, that except for sexual immorality, except for basically cheating and everything else, you can't get a divorce. So basically, if there's infidelity in a marriage, biblically, you are legally, spiritually, you know, right if you divorce the person that, you know, committed adultery. And so, but this woman says that, you know, the way God the Father sees it, though, she was saying that divorce is, you know, really is not an option. And so she was like, you know, talking about laboring, you know, in love with her husband and everything. And back then I was naive to the fact. And she was saying, you know, and I was really looking up to this woman and really listening to what she was saying, tolerating cheating, you know, tolerating and giving her husband the chance to grow up and mature to being, you know, the kind of man that he's supposed to be. She labored with her husband. And now she said, at that time, she said that he had stopped and everything, you know, the cheating and everything. And so, you know, she said that they had separated but got back together. But she's basically saying that, you know, divorce is not an option. What do you have to say about that? If, you know, when people use words and use God's love, his unconditional love for it. Now, because, now here's the thing. Some people have taken their spouse back. You got Beyonce, you know, she's taken her husband back. There are some other stars that, you know, did the same thing. What is it, Rashida? you know, on what is it? Is it Housewives of Atlanta or basketball? I don't know. One of those reality shows Rashida is on. And she took her husband back, honey, and he keeps cheating on her. She even addressed the woman that the woman that he was sleeping with addressed her. You know, and she's still with her husband. What do you have to say about that, Cassandra? Mm-hmm.
Like I said, some of them already know, like the stars and stuff, they already know, you know what I'm saying, in the back of their mind that, you know, I got a husband, he's out here in the industry, he's very well known, these women are going to throw their body at them, you know what I'm saying. Men don't think with their mind like we do. We going to think first before we act on something. The men don't think with that. They think with the other thing real quick, you know what I'm saying. And then, like I said, some of those women, they have invested so much time and so much life and children and all of this stuff into these men that they don't want to leave them alone. So that 20% of cheating, it's like they feel like, okay, that ain't nothing because he's got to come back home. You know what I'm saying? And he's not going to leave me for this woman. You know what I'm saying? Just say like T.I., he did Tiny, but he ended up trying to leave Tiny for that woman. You know what I'm saying? For that woman that he was cheating with or whatever. Oh, wow. And he actually left the house, and they was in their own homes. But a lot of those celebrities, this is what they do. They know this, that they have these men that's in this industry, and they know 9 times out of 10 they going to cheat. So they going to be ready to either accept it, deal with it, or leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? And some of them don't just walk away from it. They stay with it. And it seemed like Cardi B just had got upset with it. A lot of them don't want to leave. Like Beyonce, she never said she was going to leave Jay-Z. She never said she would leave him. He just got on there and was talking about it and talking about he did it and he apologized and this and that and the other, and she ended up taking him back because there's something else that's in him that she don't want to let it go, or she don't want another woman to have it. And these women are very successful, but it's still it's a stronghold.
You just made me think about. Remember Beyonce's song where she was like, oh gosh, I forget the name of the song, but she was like, I can't let you go. You know, she gonna profit everything that I sold, everything that I've done in this marriage. If I let you go, you know, she gonna rock the, you know, the whip and everything. Basically, everything that they accomplished in their marriage, everything that he has obtained in their marriage, the other chick is going to profit from this thing. And I think that that's a lot of things. That's a lot of things that the woman, you know, the wife or the person that's with the man. I think that's one of the major things that prevents a woman from, you know, doing what I think and, you know, should be done, you know, as far as, you know, moving on.
Yep, and they don't want to. It's an investment. It's like, okay, the celebrities, they feel like I didn't invested too much into this. I didn't invest in time and money and, you know, this is my home. I'm comfortable. Now if I go over here, I'm not going to be comfortable. And then they think about divorces too. Like, what is she going to take from me? The judge is finna rape me right now because I'm finna pay child support. I got to pay her for cheating on her, for heartache and pain and all kinds of stuff. So they thinking about all that stuff. That's why they don't want to let it go. Offset, he ain't trying to walk away from Cardi B. He got a whole brand new baby. Because he's thinking, okay, so we can hit this divorce. What you think the judge finna say? You finna pay. You finna pay up. You finna pay this woman, and you finna pay this woman for child support for this baby. So they thinking like, dang, I was thinking this way, but this is really happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's the women that wants to take them back because it's an investment. Like they didn't invest the time. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they've been together for some years. You know what I'm saying? They got 3 kids and everything. So Jay-Z ain't trying to walk away from that. Why would he give that away to somebody else? You think he's gonna let somebody come in and take over his family? Now Ciara was the smart one because she walked away from it. She walked away and she took that baby and she went and God sent her a good man that married her and loved that baby. And that baby was a baby when she moved on from it. Now she made a smart move because she said, I guess you stop loving me when you start loving somebody else. So she was smart. And she got out of it before she got her child became a teenager or old enough to understand. Now the baby is young and he can just she could just creep into letting him know this is what happened. Mommy and daddy didn't work out, but daddy still love you, blah, blah, blah. And this man over here, he love you too, just like a father. And everybody was talking about that. Why she got this man holding her baby and this and that other? Because his daddy didn't want to do what this man doing now. Now the daddy want to do something. But she was smart. She walked away from it because he was not treating her right and he was cheating on her. And she looked like, look, I'm finna get up out of this before I keep on trying to accept this. I know my worth as a woman. So that speaks volumes to me because she knew her worth. Like, I can walk away from this. I don't need you. And she moved all the way on. She went on and got a husband.
And
God sent her a good man.
Yes. And look at how much peace she has now, and look at the the standard that she's living. She's not just saying this thing; she's actually living this thing out. And then not only that, she's encouraging every other woman. Because I follow her on Instagram, and she always has inspiring things to say. And then just like the song that she even made, that went viral. That Level Up song. You know what I'm saying? Level up. I know you want all of this. Level up. She has with her lifestyle. This is a woman that I would say is qualified to be a queen, considered to be a queen, queen-like status, a woman of valor and integrity, a woman of godly morals and standards. She raised the bar to where it should be.
She raised the bar.
Yes.
And she young.
And
she young in the game.
Exactly. And so when, using Cardi B as an example and other women that have allowed for their spouse to cheat, because I'm reminded of, there was one time when, Cardi B was accepting his adultery, she was making excuses. She was like, well, I'm not perfect and I've done things before, and so, who am I to judge?
She didn't know her worth.
We both Exactly. She did not know her worth. And how many of us?
She didn't know her worth. Somebody must have sat down and talked to her and told her, "You worth more than that, baby. You worth billions of dollars. Why he ain't worth nothing for real. You are worth it, and a man will come along and grab you and love you and give you the world. You don't need him. Look at him." And she woke up. Somebody talked. Somebody got in her ear. But see, she had became from a stripper, and then she was trying to get her music career, and then she just started getting a little bit on top. Now this girl all on top. So now she probably sat back and like, you know what? I love you, and I love that you love your child, but I'm good. And hopefully she don't take them back. If she do, who's to judge her? It's up to her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just going like, oh, they shouldn't or she should. It just depends on how she feels. And right now she's like, it takes some time. Like it's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I love him.
Absolutely.
I want him to be around his daughter, this and that and the other, but right now I just need some time. Like it's some stuff that needs to be worked out. So it don't look like she's just finna jump up and take him back.
Well, my thing is, here's my take on it. I think that if he really saw the error and fault, in his own character, and he actually really was striving to change and gave her the time, for her to be the time that she needs to, recuperate and, to value herself and spend time with herself so she could be strengthened from this thing, and he, decided to go ahead and level himself up, to become the man that deserves her, because right now he doesn't. If he went to counseling and all of that, I think that it would be good for her to take him back. But unless or until then, I think that she shouldn't. Because to me right now, from what I see, he's not really trying to change. He's trying to just get her to accept him and his immature, toxic ways, which is terrible for her and her daughter. And he is too immature to even see that. He's too immature to see the damage that he's doing to his own family, to his own daughter, who's too little to understand anything right now. She doesn't have a clue of what's going on, but it will definitely affect, their children. He doesn't see that right now, so he needs to mature to that. But I did want to say this too for the women who we're not celebrities out here, who probably don't feel good about ourselves. There's some of us out here who have allowed the man, that we've accepted in our lives, to tear us down and take, things from us. Some of us, have allowed men to take jobs away from us, just giving a, thing, just I don't know, just throwing it out there because I know I've gone through that when I was in an abusive marriage. I lost jobs dealing with my abusive husband at the time. Men do they can do all kind of things to make a woman lose her job and vice versa. I'm not just gonna put it off on the men. Women do it, as well. Toxic women. We've lost self-value, self-worth. Feeling like we're worthless and everything, but. I want this show to encourage the women who you're not ordinary, but you're not a celebrity. However, you have to understand, we as women, period, have to understand that God sees you as a woman of value. You know what I'm saying? He thought the world of us to die for us. A lot of us don't even see this thing this way. People who actually, acknowledge that God even exists. You understand what I'm saying? You have to understand that God values you, and God has a purpose and a plan for your life, and somebody who is handpicked divinely by God for you. And just like Cassandra was saying, you are blocking your own blessing, tolerating this man and his toxic behavior. And if whether or not he is the one for you, you will never actually know because you won't even allow yourself to get rid of the thing that is killing you internally so that you can evolve into the woman God has made you to be, so that you can be a woman, so that you can be the queen that you are, fitting for a king. Now, if we ourselves allow for God to level us up, getting rid of the negative, getting rid of the things that the enemy is using, you going spiritual with this, that the enemy is using to kill you and your spirit and your character and oh my goodness, turn down your self-worth, your self-value, and causing depression and self-doubt and everything. That causes envy and strife and everything. When you look at somebody else's life and you think that they're flourishing in their life, get rid of the toxic negativity. Get rid of that cheating man so that you can become the woman that God has made you to be. God calls you to be a woman of valor, a woman of strength. The Bible talks about how God has given us a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind, and he's giving you grace that is so sufficient that whatever you stand in need of, that you will be self-sufficient, that you are a woman after greatness, God's greatness. And so you ought to see yourself this way. You ought to value yourself this way. The moment that you value yourself, you can honestly demand for other people to value that way, and you won't tolerate anyone who won't value you the same way. And if that man really wants you, he'll level up so that he can be qualified to be with you. And if not, there is a man that is already in that, in that status, ready for you, waiting for you. Man, this has been a awesome discussion. We're going to close this out. Honey, you have been an absolute pleasure. Once again, Cassandra, we're going to have you back on. I'm thinking next Tuesday because this is going to be a series. I'm going to include some men because this is something that is going on. I think it's very important that we talk about this because we are in the season where we're coming together more and more. We're starting to accept and love one another more and more. But not only that, we are starting to value ourselves as who we really are in God and in the earth, in this world. And so it's an amazing thing of what's going on, and we really have to go about this thing in an excellent kind of way so that the outcome will be that of excellence, that of just setting the standard of how it should be. Our structure, I think that our structure or our foundation is being restructured. That's what I see. Our foundation is being restructured to the way it should be. Oh my goodness, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Well, thank you all for your love and your support, and thank you all for tuning in to Let's Talk Show right here on Elations Radio. Once again, I am your host, Chanel Lynn, and I just want to encourage you all to listen in on next Tuesday right here on Elations Radio. Let's Talk Show next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Take it easy, everyone. Until next time. And I want to say, everyone, please be safe out here. Please be safe and pray. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for your friends. Pray for your family members. Pray for your children. Have a good weekend. See you all next time. Good night.
I've told you